What a hot weekend this is, guys. I mean, it's been like, we are getting cooked this weekend. But hey, you know what? I have something that is, I want to say hot, but I don't want to conclude before I start. Anyway, welcome to the channel. It's Sibua, and I appreciate that you're here with me today. Look, we have the new, or rather the updated Mercedes A200 with us today. And yeah, this spec. Anyway, this is the AMG line spec. And what I want us to talk about today is how to get it looking like this, because you're gonna sweat. Promise you. I know it's hot, but you're gonna sweat to actually get it looking like this. It doesn't start like this as standard. To actually get it here, there's a lot of stuff that you need to add, and I want us to just touch on that. And as usual, we're not just gonna talk about this and not take it to the road. We're gonna take it to the road, see how it performs, talk about that as well. So without further ado, let's go around the car. I just want to show you the updates and what are the options to actually get it looking like this. Let's go. So we said we're going to talk changes. Here's the first change. Of course, you'll notice that the LED design has changed. This is the new LED design from Mercedes. If you checked out our GLC review, you would have seen that they are more or less similar. This one strip and then, should I call them two dots underneath? That's the DRLs that are here. These LEDs, though, you'll see inside the cluster that they are quite different from the normal ones, because the normal ones, they don't come with this. This is an optional extra multi-beam LED that looks amazing at night. It does amazing stuff. It's matrix LEDs. And then when you come up, you will see that this is the AMG line, and that means you paid for it as well. I'll put out the prices of the options on the screen right here for you to see. So the AMG line, of course, it comes with this aggressive looking bumper. Oh, I think for me, it changes everything on this car. If you get in this car, that 29K, I think it's 29K to actually spec AMG line here. I think it's worth it because it changes everything about this car. Then on the side, you'll notice that these rims that we have here, these are the 19-inch multi-spoke. Again, this is an optional extra. On the normal AMG line, you're only getting 18-inch. The ones that I think we are used to them. I'll just put them on the screen, maybe you'll see them. And then when you look up, you'll see for sure that we do have a sunroof. Of course, you know that that is not free as well. I mean, it's an optional extra as well. I think, let me just do this. If you want to see this car, like as standard as it is, let me just put it on the screen. This is how it looks like. And to get it looking like this, these are the options that you need to add right now. I mean, when you come to the rear, you'll see for sure that we don't have a lot of changes, but the bumper is different because this is the AMG line bumper. It looks rather aggressive with some diffuser down there, but yeah, I don't know if the diffuser is necessary, but it makes this car look sporty and it's quite amazing. I mean, when I'm looking at the stance as well, this suspension as well is, I mean, I don't want to say it, but it's optional. To get it to this stance looking like this is rather amazing. I love this thing. Jumping inside, you'll see that they didn't change the key. This is the old key that Mercedes used to have, because this is an update and not necessarily an entirely new car. So they kept the key design as it is. Still great looking though, can't complain about that. Jumping inside, okay, here's what we have here. The memory seats, optional extra, of course. When you come inside, you'll see that the steering wheel here is the new design steering wheel. This is the AMG version, so obvious. It comes as part of the option. And then when you're looking at the seats as well, the sport seats are part of the optional extra as well. They come in the package, but you know what? They look rather amazing. And when you look here, they remove the touchpad, and now you just have this open space. And yeah, I don't know, because my phone doesn't necessarily fit there, but you can put a lot of stuff there, coins and everything, that is whatever that you need to put. And now you just have like 2 or 3 buttons here. It's like the dynamic, and then the volume button, and then you're looking at the parking whatever button. And then at the back, I don't see a lot of changes, but let's look at that roof liner. Oh, hey, my camera. The roof liner, of course, you get a black one in here, and it looks rather, I love that. And now, instead of an opening here to get to the USBs, you getting this one that's just ever ready. And yeah, I think that's just about it when it comes to how this car looks inside, outside, and okay, jumping in the boot, let's see what's changed. I don't think there's anything that changed here. It's a standard A-class boot. I don't even know exactly what is it in liters, but it's a typical hatchback boot that for me, I think it's adequate, especially for this hatchback sized cars. So that's what we have, and yep. All right, so we're gonna hit the road now in the 1.3 liter Mercedes. You know what? 1.3 liter sounds weird, man. I don't know why. I'm so used to 1.4s on the roads, 1.5. Yeah, but you know what? You get used to it because it's been around for some time. I think this is the engine that they co-developed with Renault. I think it's called the M2A2 or something from Mercedes side. And a lot of people have been saying, it's a Mercedes, it's a Renault, this and that. But one thing you need to understand is that there's a lot of like partnerships, developments that are happening. So it's a lot of brands that are actually in partnerships. And if you're not aware of those, you're going to end up thinking, this car is that one. But for me, no. If it's good enough for Renault and Mercedes so that they can work with it as well, I think why not? Why not? Is this a stop sign? I don't think it's a stop sign. So in this 1.3, for me, one thing that you're going to notice is that it's quite punchy. Yes, it's not necessarily the quickest, and it doesn't scare you when you're pulling it as well. It doesn't scare you at all, but at the same time, it is punchy. It's not slow, and it has this fruity sound. I think this sound, they actually added it as part of, I think, the AMG spec. I'll check. I think it's an option to actually get it. It's not like it's changing much, but at the same time, it's just creating that engaging sound that you just need when you're driving around like this. Feel like you're in a sporty car, because if there's one thing about this car, you can blame it on a lot of things, but handling is not one of them. This thing can handle so well, and as well because it has like these big tires as well. I mean, I think it's 225 19s, and they are low profile. So when it comes to handling, it's not something that you can worry about, because this is what you would be expecting from a car like this. And at the same time, driving around like this, everyday use, it's one of the easiest cars to drive around. You don't struggle for vision. You can adjust the seats as much as, yes, these memory seats are optional. They are optional. It's not free, of course. But at the same time, they're very much supportive in terms of the adjustments that you can make on it as well. It helps a lot to have so much adjustments in the seats, because you can raise it up if you're too short, or you can put it down low if you like driving like that. So that's one thing that I just enjoy about it. And driving around like this, man, it's seamless, man. It doesn't necessarily require a lot of effort to move. This engine, yes, it's not the punches, but when you're driving it normally like this, it doesn't give you, you don't need to force it to move. It just moves. Even the lag that is here, for me, it's actually quite acceptable. I would say it's minimal when you're moving like this, and that's one thing that I like about it. It's a car that you can live with each and every day, driving around, taking kids around, and you won't find yourself complaining much. As much as this suspension is not the most comfortable, I can forgive it, because when I'm looking at the fact that this is a hatchback, and I mean, most of us started with hatchbacks when we bought cars, and if you think about it, hatchbacks are not necessarily the most comfortable. Even the suspension setup that is here, we are talking torsion beam at the back, which basically is like the same as you know, I don't want to say a toy car, but if you look at a toy car, it is like a bar at the back that is connecting the rear wheels. They are moving together. They are almost behaving the same way. And when one is going up, the other one as well, it's doing the same thing. So basically, it's like that. That's the kind of setup that you get when you have this torsion beam, which was replaced, I think, when they changed the A-Class to the current model, because this one is not necessarily the new one altogether. It's an update. That's when they changed it. They removed the multi-link, because I think the argument was that it was not necessarily as comfortable as they thought it would be, and they brought this one here. And at the same time, because it's a hatch, can't complain much about how it feels on the road right now. This place is bumpy roads for days. In fact, I need to even get out of this place. I don't even know how to get out right now. But I see there is the N4. So I need to find the road to get out of this place. Yes, what you will get is that when you're putting your foot down like that and you're taking curves like this is where you're going to enjoy it, basically. I can't go crazy because we are in like the neighborhood right now, so yeah. But otherwise it's engaging, and that's the funny thing about it. It's probably one of the cars that you would not think about that, because 1.3 liter 120 kilowatts, and you're like, what do I expect from that? But when you're inside, yes, it's not the punchiest engine, but hey, when you're inside, it's definitely engaging. Okay, you can see that it can be fun if you want to have fun in it, just that don't expect it to go crazy, and at the same time be aware that the fuel consumption is not going to be that impressive. I think currently we are averaging around 9.5 over the last 342 kilometers. So yeah, that's a lot, and I blame it on me because of the way that I've been driving it. But I think some people have done below 7. I think on the open road and so on you can do that, but I haven't been doing a lot of open road driving. I've been driving it just in the neighborhood and just on the highway a bit. So basically I've been using it like everyone would use an A-Class on a daily basis. At the same time, I can't complain about how it feels right now. Despite this 9.5, I enjoyed this last 343 kilometers. That's worth it. So for me, as much as this is not necessarily the sportiest vehicle, because there's still much more powerful A-Class that you can get out there and have much more fun with it, especially if we are talking about the 35 and the 45. But currently this is where we are. And one thing that I think might also just make you worry, especially when it comes to that, is what we spoke about when it comes to the pricing. That might be a little bit of a challenge. Okay, wait, I need to get to the N4. How am I gonna get to the N4? I think this way. Okay, yep, I think I'll find it here. Let's pull it. When you listen to it from outside, it does actually do a nice sound a bit, but you can feel that this is still a 1.3, and yeah, basically it's like you're forcing it to perform out of its depth. And there are instances where you'll feel like it's coughing a bit, because I mean, if I was to compare this to the 1.5 that is in the C-Class, that is a totally different ball game. I feel like that, you know what, that might be the best 1.5 that I've ever came across in this situation. But it's actually not bad. It's not bad. Yes, it's not scary, but it's not bad at all. You can enjoy it on the road. I just want to get to the highway, and then I just want to show you how it pulls. Maybe I should play the sound. Can I? Let's play. Yeah. So this sound system is the advanced sound system from Mercedes, and it's an optional extra as well. It doesn't come standard. I think the standard comes with like what, probably 6 speakers. This is 10 speakers. Last I counted, 10 speakers. Sounds quite good. The Burmester is an additional option over this. But let's hear it. Getting on the highway now. Let me put it on sport mode and we pull it. I remember pulling the seatless here. Foot down. Look at that. I'm not even using the full power. But it actually takes some time to get to 120. Honestly, it takes some time. I think that's not how you manage this engine. When you're trying to ask everything from it same time, it's yeah, you know, it's not giving you like the punch that you need. What I like about it is that when you're already on the road like this, that's where I feel like it's shining, because it doesn't fall behind. You know, it's effortless. Even to get to maybe the speed above 120 and so on, it doesn't fall behind at all. And I like that about it, because you know what I mean fall behind is you need to force a car to join the pack that is in front of you that is doing just maybe 130, 140. But in this one, you won't necessarily find yourself doing that. To actually move from like 110, 120 to 140, I don't even, maybe let me not say that. Let me say moving from 80 to 120. It does that seamlessly. It doesn't struggle to actually get to those levels. And that's one thing that I appreciate about this engine. Then it gets to how quiet it gets once it settles down. It does a great job, and probably one of the best things about it, because it contributes a lot to how this car feels on the road overall. It contributes to that comfort levels that you're getting when you're inside of this car, that you feel that, you know what, I understand what I was paying for, the premiumness and everything that comes with it. I mean, this thing is sitting on low profile tires, but at the same time you get a sense that the road noise is minimal. If you just can listen to it right now, I'm rolling. It's not that loud in here. And I remember complaining that the seatless, it felt like it's a little bit louder than this. But in here, it's not that loud. Then the engine noise, it quiets down, especially for a 1.3, because you know that they forced it to be where it is with turbos. And to get it to this level where it performs like this, I'm quite impressed. I've seen the 1 liters as well that can perform like this, but I think this one is a notch just above those 1 liters. It goes on seamlessly. I like that about it. You can see you're not asking too much from it right now, just cruising nicely like this. The only problem is when you're putting your foot down and you want to take everything out of it. That's where you'll feel that, you know what, it seems like I'm asking too much from you, eh? But right now, cruising like this, probably one of the best, man. You're going to enjoy this hatch just cruising like this without any issues, which makes me ask myself about the 30 TFSI from Audi and the 118 from BMW, which, yeah, when I think about those, because the other one is 85 kilowatts, the Audi, and the BMW has the, I think, 103 kilowatts, if I remember very well. And yeah, the power figures are quite low. I wonder how it feels if you're putting it down and you just want to punch it. You just want to have that moment where you are on the fast lane. You know what, I've driven the Audi before quite extensively, and I know that that is one of the best 1 liters on the market. But compared to this, yeah, I don't think, But the 1.4, 110 kilowatts, that's where you'll find the punch. As much as it's not as punchy as this in terms of the numbers on paper, but I think it can give this a run for its money. Otherwise, yeah, I think let me just run that sound system again, because I didn't play it for long, especially on the open road like this, to just hear how it plays when you have, or you're on the road rather. Where is that thing? Was I on road auto? Oh, on media. Okay, let's play and let's listen to how it reduces the exterior noises. You can hear that the noises were like gone, and that's one thing I like about it. I think it's going to start raining now. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. Truly appreciate it. Till next time, I am out. Peace.